Breaking news.
Sprouting is known for its health benefits, so I wanted to give it a try. I've made it my own way. The results were surprising, as I thought hard work always pays off. Sprouts are a great source of nutrient. Have you ever tried them? To make a homegrown sprout, you need a jar with a grill opening. Soak whatever seed you want to grow for about 8 hours and rinse it. You must rinse at least 3 times a day. Pretty intensive, right? So for my first prototype, using the same principle, I needed a water container for the clean water and another one for the rinse. And here is the results. A water pump, some more electronic components with a microcontroller to manage the motor. My focus was to make it reliable, safe, and easy to create, so you can even make it by yourself. This is a fruit fly. It came from my dart frog vivarium. But don't worry, this is just my testing area. After a lot of trial, with the weight of the jar, I found this gear ratio that worked pretty well and ensured that the motor can reliably move the weight. During the design phase, I forgot about one thing. I oversimplified it and I forgot to put a limit switch that will tell the motor where its actual position is. I also need to add some physical limit, otherwise this could happen. After some sleepless night, I plugged in the USB cable and it came alive. With first what I call the homing sequence. It is the way that I told the motor to learn the actual position, where I define the angle of the jar, which is 23 degrees, so it keeps the perfect position every single time, as long as I don't forget to put the water container underneath. The water pump is finally working. It delivers a precise 100 ml per minute of water. It must be accurate because I want them to be properly rinsed during the growing process. This is another improvement that I must do. I need to make the water container larger than the jar. Welcome to the new build. It holds 2 jars at the same time. It's working quite the same way, but in a much cleaner display. It now has the 2 mechanical stops, one on the gear and one on the jar bracket. There is another thing I wanted to work on, and as my animation skills, I made some good progress on it. It has a lot of useful features, from the growing day, the soaking hours depending on the seeds, the rinsing volume at the early and late stage. It even tells me how much water it will use so I don't waste any. For a fresh start, I order a large pack of different sprouting seeds so I can taste all of them. I think the hardest is to choose which one is worth 4 days of wait. I'm using standard sprouting jar that you can find on Amazon. I'm working on finding the best way to provide you all the drawing, the code and the instruction as to how to build it. I've read that you must use some sprouting seed as they are tested and approved to be safe. They should also be free of any contaminant. What I'm going to do next is to test how well the machine is performing without any human intervention until the end of the sprouting cycle, which is why I'm rinsing and soaking them for the same amount of time so they start the same way. Usually the soaking time is overnight or about 8 hours depending on the seed type. These are alfalfa seeds. The next day, I found this yellow tint on the water. I'm not sure what it is, but in any case, I have to rinse them. This is my first time growing any sprouts, but I can tell you that rinsing multiple containers like this throughout the day must be annoying. Now that everything is rinsed, let's get serious. The fitment of the jar is critical, as I don't want them to fall out, but I want them to be also easy to take out. The 3 jars will stay nearby, so they all grow under the same condition. I had to do some minor adjustment to the water delivery system, because the connector on the top was pumping some water out. The cycle works as following. Depending on the set amount of rinse, it will space it out automatically throughout the day and dispense the amount of water that I've set. It will then shake it gently back and forth for a few minutes. I found that setting 2 different values for the early and late stage is necessary. At the beginning it doesn't need that much water, but as it grows, I need to make sure that they are rinsed properly. To be extra safe, I added some hydrogen peroxide to the tap water, this to ensure that everything remains clean. And then we just have to patiently wait. The whole cycle only takes 5 days. It is surprisingly short. I think I even overgrown them in those jars. I still can't believe these were dried seeds 5 days ago, and now I have these jars full of veggies and ready to eat. There is one last step, but can you spot the difference? Do I even need to tell you which one I have grown manually? The growing cycle used about 9.5 liters of water, and it looks kind of filthy. Every jar was filled with the same amount of seeds that I waited before. I'm not sure I will be able to taste the difference, but visually they are different for sure. Which one do you think looks better? As for any veggies, especially sprouts, you must thoroughly wash them. But then they smell nothing. During the growing process of your sprout, you must make sure that you see no molds inside of your container, and if you see any, throw them away. Although the rinsing is automatic on my system, I was checking it daily to make sure everything remains clean. And please learn from my mistake. Use a strainer and don't do that in your bathroom. All fixed. 3 plates full of veggies. A lot of fun, and I'm sure that it tastes great. You only need a pack of seed and a jar. Try it and let me know how it goes for you. I'm sure you'll like it.